Hey kiddos, Tanglewood Sue here. So today we're going to talk about doing some metallic patina stencils. I know, all this wrapped into one. So here's what we're going to need today. We're just going to need some photo mount, light tack. Doesn't matter what brand. Y'all know me. Pick whatever brand you have. Pick whatever brand you can find in the back of all your supplies. It's the best one because it's the one you have. Today we're going to use Dixie Belle patina paint. Mine's a hot mess. They always are. All right. We're going to pick a stencil. And our inspiration. Now, this is actually a custom piece. So these are so much fun because they really push my creative boundaries, they push my color boundaries, and I want to show you what we have going on. So I've printed this out. This is the fabric that my client has, and she loves the blue and brown, but I know she loves metallics too. This is another fabric that she has. So basically, this is an octagon table. I've already painted it with Debbie's Design Diary Prom Queen because I know that's the closest blue to what my client wants. And I did a little test board so you guys can see. So here's the blue and here's the stencil. I kind of went over and over it and just tested what would happen. I always recommend this, you guys, especially if you're working on a custom piece for a client, just do a test board. It serves two purposes. One, you can figure out what you're doing before you do it on your furniture. And two, you can give it to the client and go, is this what you meant? Because most of the time they'll go, that's exactly what I meant. And then they're so excited that they're just gonna throw their money at you. Or they're gonna go, that's not what I meant at all. What were you thinking? I said purple. So really, honestly, you guys, I've had it all happen to me. Do the test board. So the first thing I did was I painted the surface and I went ahead and sealed it. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Because if I make a mistake with my stencil or if I don't like it, I can wipe it off. If I were to put the stencil on and I hadn't sealed it and then I wanted to wipe it off, I'd wipe the whole thing off. So I like to have a barrier layer. Now, you don't need sticky tack for stencils if they're small like this. You really don't. But I just want to show you how I use them because I find them very helpful in keeping a clean transfer of my stencil. So all I'm going to do is take this, go off to the side and spray the back of it really lightly. I'm here before my store opens today so I can spray this stuff in here. Normally I would just go outside, but nobody's here. So I'm going to spray away. All right, you don't need much. All right. And then just let it get tacky. You want this as tacky as the 80s, people. Tacky as the 80s. You don't want it to go on your surface if it's wet. If it's wet, it could affect your paint surface, so we don't want to do that. It's getting there. Just takes a few seconds, okay? And you don't want to wait too long. I mean, don't go like eat a sandwich or anything, because it may not be sticky when you get back. Okay, so no residues coming off of my fingers, and it's pulling off. All the tack sprays are different. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back here. So I'm just gonna set that down right in the center. It's a subtle difference, but when you're working with intricate designs, it's so much better. So now that we have this on here, we're gonna take our patina paint, okay? We're gonna take this and put some in a little dish. I want to talk to you about offloading today. What's offloading? What is offloading? Offloading is getting almost all the paint off your brush that you just put on. Why would we do that? Because it is the key to getting perfect stencils, okay? If you put too much on your brush, it's just gonna slip underneath. It's gonna be a hot mess. So what you do, just get a little paper towel, put your brush in. You can use different kinds of brushes too. Don't worry about having to use a stencil brush. I use a wax brush sometimes, okay? But I'm putting it in, I'm kind of getting it up the bristles, but then I'm wiping it off. A lot. That's not even enough. I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm gonna really go on there. Are you wasting some paint? Probably, but you're saving time and you're saving your sanity. So let's just go with that. There's a few different ways you can do this. You can do the standard, I'm stabbing you, I'm stabbing you, I'm stabbing you. Or I like to kind of do the, let's just swirl it around a little bit. Let's just swirl, swirl. Now the reason I like the swirl is because you can randomize the pressure and how much coverage you have. Go almost all the way to the edge, but not quite. And sometimes, if you're feeling really crazy, you can mix it up. Mix it up. Because we've put the tack spray down, we don't have to worry right now, you guys, about it floating away. So I'm kind of doing both because I want texture and I want it to be heavy in some places. And we can go back over this, don't worry. But I'm kind of liking that. And in a couple places, I'm gonna go just a little bit heavier. There we go. Don't go all the way to the edge, because if you do, you know you're gonna go over the edge. You know you're gonna do it, okay? So now that we've got it up, you don't need to wait for it to dry. You could just pull it up. Perfect edges. Perfect, okay? So now what we can do, just let it dry for a sec, and you'll have enough tacky probably to get through about 3 applications of your stencil, but I'm gonna wait. I'll come back in just a second. I'm gonna let this dry for about 5 minutes and then keep going. All right, the next tip is just to match it up with your stencil. See, you just need to overlap it one time. Whoops, don't knock it. Don't knock it over. There we go. You're basically using your first stencil as your registration marks to know where to overlap. All right. Offloading and going.
Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long, want you all night, want you all night, want you all night.
Did you notice what I did there? When I overlapped, I also overlapped the stencil, okay? That way you don't have little lines where your stencil break would have been. Got it? I think I'll do the rest of it from down here. So you can take a break. You know, you don't have to do it all at one time. It gets kind of exhausting. All right, that's enough of a break for me. Now that we have the stencil on, we're gonna go ahead and start spraying our Dixie Belle Patina. For this one, I'm using green. Just switch the bottle top. I'm going to go very light. I'm not going for a this whole thing just turned copper kind of look. I'm really not, but I do want a little bit of speckle because I know my client likes shiny things. So I don't want to take away all of her shiny, okay? So I'm just going for a speckle. All right, make sure you test your spray first because you don't want it coming out in a stream and then messing up your stencil there. So I'm just gonna go on here and do a very light kind of mist. And I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm just kind of moving around and getting a couple different places. And I'm gonna let this react and see what happens, and then I'll see if I want to do more. Okay, maybe just one more. There we go. I can already see it changing here and here where we have the thicker amounts. Yeah, baby. So now we wait. Just take a nap. Relax. You don't have anything else to do. It's not like you have to like take care of the kids or the dog or clean the house, run your business, sort out payroll, get the rent done, do the marketing, post on Facebook, do your Instagram or anything. No, just relax. Just relax. Look at the color changing. Isn't it awesome? I'm gonna speed this up so you can see. This feels really good. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get up. We open at 11. I think it's 10:30. If I can't get up in 15 minutes, someone will be here now. I'm pretty sure. Unless they're late. They're often late. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. How's it look? Does it look good? I'm not gonna touch it. Okay. I can see here. I can see when it's ready. You see all the little mottled effects? Oh my God, I'm so loving this. It's so Moroccan. I want to go to Morocco. Oh my God, I have friends who've gone to Morocco. Maybe I can sell this piece for enough to go to Morocco. Not gonna happen. Okay, I think we're good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Wow. Wow. So many cool things are happening right now. I've got little speckles over here. I've got like a blue-green over here. I've got a green-blue over here. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny in Crayola markers, how you've got blue-green and green-blue? Did like one extra drop go in each? I don't know. Just confused me. All right, kiddos, it's all dry. It looks super cool. Can you see this? Look at that. It's all mottled and some of it's green and some of it's bronze and some of it's blue. It's so totally boho chic, just what she wanted. But guess what we still have to do? Seal it in, okay? Now, what I have tested, and I do recommend you test, is Dixie Belle Clear Coat Satin, all right? This is a DIY paint, but it's a Dixie Belle Bronze and a Dixie Belle Patina. Why do you want to test these? Sometimes your top coat, if you use the wrong one, will make it cloudy, make the metallics cloudy, and it won't be as shiny as you wanted it to be. How do you know what the right one is and the wrong one is? Well, you can watch about 100 hours of YouTube videos and still not get the answer. Ding, ding, ding. Or you can watch this video and get the answer. Ding, ding, ding. But really what it comes down to is you kind of need to test it. You just need to do a small sample and test it. Pick your favorite top coat, put it on and see how it looks. Because there's nothing worse than doing a metallic glaze or a foil or even a gold leaf. And then all of a sudden it's amazing until you put on your coat and then it's milky. That's so sad. Don't let that happen to you. So I've tested this. I like the way this looks. I also wouldn't recommend going with a matte. Like, you're doing this to be a little bit shimmery and shiny, so don't matte that out. Don't flatten it, okay? So I've already stirred this up, and I'm just using a synthetic shorty brush. This is what I use for everything. I love it, and it's gonna darken a little bit, so let's take a look here. Okay. This is water-based. See how it's darkening? It'll still lighten back up again when it dries, but it will lighten your patina. Excuse me, but it will darken your patina when you first put it on. Little goes a long way, and don't overwork it. If you're not sure where you've been just based on how much darker it's gotten, you can kind of look at the reflection. All right, that's it. We're all done. I showed you everything. I showed you everything I know. No, there's plenty more. There's plenty more where this came from. So definitely check out all my other videos. Check out my page, Crazy Ass Craft Coach. Anyway, I hope you had fun today. I hope you learned something. I hope you'll share it with a friend, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye.